Howdy guys, this is Kyle here from Sons Liberty Gunworks, co-owner, and I'm here with Chuck Pressburg to talk about his rifle we're going to be doing, exclusive signature Presscheck rifle we're going to be doing this year. And Chuck's going to go through his specs and talk about the gun and why he set it up the way he did.
So guys, let's talk about the Presscheck rifle and exactly kind of some of the subcomponent parts and the reasoning why I selected those parts for my signature gun here. So it's an 11.5-inch platform, and starting from the rear and going forward, we've got a B5 SOCOM stock. I love a vertical K-grip, so we've got a B5 K-grip. It's got a really aggressive grip angle on that. Loft folder, because why not? That gun is easier to transport in a smaller space than it is fully deployed. So takes away from nothing except for maybe a little bit of weight, adds tremendous amount of versatility and capability in the platform. 50-degree throw on my gun, set up for a righty. I've got a long axis here so that there's no way that I'm not going to be able to catch that thing with my thumb, and short axis on the side so that I'm not crashing into my trigger finger when it's high index and placing it on fire, but it's still there so I can knuckle the gun back onto safe if I need to when coming in on the right side. FCD dust cover. The reason why I like the FCD or the new polys that are out there is that they don't have the traditional block that you'll see in the middle of an ejection port. That ejection port is aluminum for you rednecks, and it's got a steel block in the middle, and that steel block is parkerized or whatever the finish, mil-spec finish of the day is. And over time, with what I saw with service rifles, is that the impact on the receiver would wear that parkerization away, and then you would start getting surface rust, the same kind of surface rust you would see on your steel nuts and on your forward assist on rack grade, duty grade, pooled firearms like you see in the military or in police departments that have been serviced for a long time. So it's just one more thing that I had to scrub rust off of while performing maintenance out in the field. So if the dust cover does the exact same thing, whether it be this one or one of the new poly designs that are out there, and I can remove that steel part from there, one less steel part that I've got to clean. We've got the Sons of Liberty Ambi Liberty charging handle. Not too far out where it's going to knock the gun out of battery when being worn on kit, running around, catching on a piece of pals on the top of your ATAC or what have you, but it's got enough out there that you can get in there, get first, run the gun. Also keeping in mind that it's giving me enough clearance if I've got any shooter side nuts or bolts that are attaching, rail surfaces, risers, what have you from there. Geisley SDE flat and a curved trigger guard here, which allows me to get lower on the toe if I'm really trying to milk out and have the most cleanest break on the gun for like trying to take a precision shot. I can come down there and take the bottom of the flat trigger and get it centered up in my pad. The concept of levers apply to triggers as well. When they're hinged at the top, further out I get from the fulcrum, the more effect and pressure I get for the least amount of effort. And now we've got the laser etched Presscheck logo on the right hand side, very subdued when it bleeds in with the camo pattern. Speaking about the camo pattern real quick, I wanted something that was kind of neutral, universal, that could be used in a heavy woodland environment, could also be used in a dirty / high desert environment, or touched up with a little bit more paint if you're going out in your real tan desert. And then that brings us to the M89 Delta, or the collaboration Sons of Liberty New Rail. I was absolutely honored to be a part of this project, and I think that all equities involved just did a tremendous job on it. I'm excited that Sons has their own rail out there, and this D-lock system, rail flex when you're talking about night vision guys. And every generation of rail that we make, it seems like the industry is chasing that to find that balance between weight, bulk, and then rigidity for rail flex. Obviously, we can move stuff back further to reduce flexing on the rail, but there's no free lunch. When you start moving enablers further back on the weapon, it's affecting things that you're doing with the weapon or things that your enablers are doing potentially in a negative manner, and you're having to make choices. So if we can get the lock up in the barrel nut, and this barrel nut is a beast, if you get more barrel nut contact with that rail surface, you're gonna get a more rigid rail. Double Sons of Liberty steel QD Sling swivel sockets. I like to have my cake and eat it too. There are reasons why you would want your sling up front, your ability to interface, get in behind the sling, longer attachment points to keep the entire rifle closer to your body and minimize snag hazard, things of that nature. And then we finished it up with a war comp. I just like war comps. I like the open time. I like the close time. I'm kind of open to any of them. This one has an open time, 3-prong hider on it. Just a really soft shooting gun, and she's going to be good to go right out of the box. So, what do you think, man?
This is going to be our first rifle we're doing with the M89 drive lock rail, and we did that for Chuck. He wanted a little bit more purchase, a little bigger outside diameter. This uses Jim Hodges S-Lock extrusion, and it's a little bigger than our wedge lock, and it's a great rail, stiffest rail on the market, and it's just going to be a great rifle. We worked in everything that makes it Chuck's and makes it a great gun. It's also going to be our first rifle out on the market with our new Liberty charging handles. Y'all start seeing those come out as loose parts as well, and we look forward to getting it out there. Thanks for joining us, guys. Glad to have Chuck here, and y'all have a good night. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Gitter, Rumble, YouTube. We're on all of it. Please follow us. We have a lot of great content. We're going to have even more coming out this year.
2022 is coming at you hard and fast. First quarter this year, Presscheck rifle. It's happening. You guys can find me on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Presscheck Consulting. We appreciate it.